Everybody loves CPaaS, especially product makers. They like CPaaS because it helps them reduce time to market. Others like CPaaS because they don't have to worry as much about maintenance, they don't have to worry about updates, they also don't have to worry about security as much. And software developers love CPaaS because they are not required to have domain-specific knowledge. They can still build pretty awesome applications. And now you can think on your own reasons on why to use CPaaS for your next product. Hi, my name is Pedro Sanders. I am a telematics engineer and I build open source software for the telecommunication industry. And in this talk, I will show how you, the product maker, the VoIP company, and even a software developer can use Project Fonos to build your own CPaaS. But before, let's take a step back. First, I want to go over some definitions for those that aren't familiar with CPaaS. CPaaS stands for Communication Platform as a Service. This is a cloud-based platform that allows any developer to add real-time communication features to their applications without building backend infrastructure. Think of voice calls, video conferencing, SMS, chat, and several other features. CPaaS providers offer all the building blocks that are needed for developing real-time communication features without creating your own. This typically includes application programming interface, or APIs, sample codes, pre-built applications, and more. Some providers even offer SDKs and library. The idea is that a developer can build applications on the various desktop and mobile platforms. Think iOS, Android, etc. But the most important aspect of a CPaaS provider is giving support and product documentation. And to do that, to help the developer during the entire development process. In summary, most CPaaS nowadays are multi-channel, which means that they offer SMS, voice calling, video conferencing, etc. They also provide all the tools, including APIs, SDKs, and sometimes even web UIs to help in the development of new applications. Finally, a good provider will also offer integration with AI features. For example, intent analysis, sentiment analysis, and other AI features. With cloud technology, CPaaS providers can help organizations of any size save on human resources, save on infrastructure, and reduce time to market. And that to me is the bottom line. Other advantages of using CPaaS include affordable pricing model, where developers can pay only for the services they need. Then you have technical support as yet another benefit of using CPaaS. That means that as a developer, to find the help you need, you can use the CPaaS forums, you can use guides, you can use online tutorials, etc. So my recommendation to anyone building products in this space is to go with CPaaS first. But why? This is because an app that uses APIs can be prototyped, implemented, and pushed to users far quicker than any homegrown development. In summary, a CPaaS can help you reduce time to market. It can take care of the scalability issue for you. There's no maintenance requirement, and it will also help in increasing the productivity of the developers. Although nowadays it's challenging to find a pure CPaaS or UCaaS, I find it essential to explain these two tools. They're different. On the one hand, CPaaS provides the abstraction layers to build application on top of the telecommunication infrastructure. Some of these additional layers come in the form of APIs or SDKs and other tools. But on the other hand, an UCaaS is more of an extension of the existing telecom infrastructure, which essentially means that the solutions are ready-made. CPaaS does come with certain disadvantages that apply to some use cases. Some of the disadvantages of CPaaS is that you have to give up control. For example, once the data leaves your organization, there is no saying or knowing how the data is stored, how the data is used, or how it is secured. There are use cases where CPaaS may not work. For example, an organization may be restricted by law or by regulation to share data with a third-party provider. I know that to be the case for the health industry and also for governmental organizations. Another disadvantage of CPaaS is the pricing model. For example, if you want to build a service on top of a CPaaS, you will realize that your margins will rapidly start shrinking. Well, let's talk about Project Fonos and how it can help solve some of those problems. Project Fonos is a framework for CPaaS building. It contains the building blocks to create a CPaaS and to run a CPaaS in cloud environments such as Kubernetes. The primary audience for Project Fonos is product makers, and for those who want to take advantage of the telecom infrastructure, but prefer to do that with a self-hosted solution. Another segment that we're working with are organizations that want to enter the market, but want to save on human resources and time. And this brings a bonus benefit to anyone using Project Fonos. That is, the possibility to transition from a self-hosted environment to a CPaaS that supports Project Fonos during the product's life cycle. And what this means is you can start building an application with a self-hosted environment in your own lab or in your own organization, and then there might be a moment where you might find beneficial to move to a CPaaS so that you don't have to worry about maintenance or updating Project Fonos and things like that. At the moment, we decided to focus on Kubernetes first. This is important to us because we want to ensure that organizations can run Project Fonos on all major cloud vendors or on the premises. However, we do plan to explore cloud environments such as OpenShift, Mesos, etc. Well, it is demo time. In this demonstration, I'm going to show how to combine Project Fonos and Dialogflow to create a conversational, programmable voice application. Now, this conversational voice application is using Dialogflow as the brain, but keep in mind that we could easily use this or replace this with another conversational bot like IBM Watson, Amazon Lex, or even Reza. Now let's go over some concepts. In Dialogflow, you have a concept of an agent. An agent is nothing but the actual bot that will receive requests and send back responses. You also have intents, and these are the goals or the purpose that the user wants to achieve every time it says a sentence. For example, the user can say something like, "Remind me of tomorrow's appointment." In this case, the intent is to set up or to add a reminder. Now we also have entities, which are mechanisms for identifying and obtaining valuable data from natural language inputs. Think of them as nonce. Now for this demonstration, I am using a pre-built agent. If you go to the pre-built agents tab, you're going to find a number of examples that you can use for your own application. In my case, I decided to go with the reminders application, but you could choose any other of these pre-built, or you can start from scratch your own agent. Okay. Now I added to the pre-built agent another intent, the session close, because I want to be able at the end of the conversation to hang up the call on command. And so I added this new intent. Once you're happy with your agent, you can go to the Try Now section. In my example, I'm just going to add a goodbye and make sure that that is working properly. And as you can see, that is one of the responses that I pre-set up for that intent. So you're either going to be okay, goodbye, or great, please call again if you need any help. Of course, you can add more intents and you can add more training phrases to make your agent more refined, but this is the gist of it. Now, once you're happy with your agent, you can move on to the next phase, which is integration with Project Fonos. In order to run Project Fonos, you're going to have to set up a Kubernetes environment. I'm going with Minikube, but you could go with any other Kubernetes distribution. Another tool you're going to need to install is the Helm package management. And this is the tool that you can use to essentially install, upgrade, and remove Project Fonos from your Kubernetes cluster. You're also going to need Project Fonos itself. We are currently hosting Project Fonos at Artifact Hub.io. And as you can see in this documentation, it shows the pre-requirements and all the installation steps. And your installation, we've been able to reduce these steps to a few lines of code. So your installation is going to look pretty much like this line. Now, the last tool you're going to need is the Fonos controller. That is the tool that you will use to interact with Project Fonos deployment. And these are some of the commands that you can issue to a Project Fonos deployment. For example, create agents, delete agents, you can add a new number, you can initiate a new application, etc. Now in my case, I have already set up and configured Project Fonos, so I'm not going to be doing that on this demonstration. However, I'm going to show you the end result of the conversational voice application. Now the end result of our application is going to sound something like this.
Hi, what reminder do you want to schedule?
I want to set up a reminder for a dental appointment.
When should I remind you?
Friday at 5 o'clock.
Scheduled. Anything else I can help with?
Actually, I want to reschedule the appointment.
When should I remind you again?
Let's do it on Thursday.
Will do. Anything else I can help with?
No, thanks.
Great. Please call again if you need any help.
So yeah, as you can see, the agent works pretty smooth. There's still some improvement that you can add to this application, and a lot of it will happen on the dialog flow side. So the more training phrases you add, the better response you're gonna get from your agent. But something else I want to show really quick is the actual code involved in building this application. So if you go to GitHub under Fonos and you get to the examples portion, you're gonna find the example that I used for this demonstration. If you take a look at the code, you're gonna realize that this is a simple application. There's not a whole lot of development involved. For example, this file, this config.js file, it's only 24 lines of code. And all it is a configuration file to retrieve some credentials and to set up an ASR and a TTS. And then you have another file, the talk.js. This file essentially just takes a text, sends that to Dialogflow, and waits for a response that contains an intent. And then the main file just takes that response and goes over a loop and listens for a test. And depending on what intent I get, in this case, I'm just capturing the session close, but you could add obviously anything else you want. And then upon that intent, then I execute an action, which is to close the call. But the bottom line is that you can take this application, you can take this example, you can build your own application, and it doesn't really take that much code because all the heavy lifting is done in between Dialogflow and Project Fonos. Now, if you have any questions about this demonstration, you can go to GitHub under Fonos. You can find this link that will take you to our community on Slack. There you can ask any questions about this demonstration and we will help you get up and running with Project Fonos. To stay competitive, organizations are looking for different ways to launch their product faster. CPaaS is the way to go if you want to reduce time to market. My team and I, we're working on bringing CPaaS for those of you that rather run your own infrastructure. So if you're interested in this project, you should definitely find it on GitHub and join the community. Thank you for watching this video. Stay safe.